His name is Kyle James. He runs the website ratherbeshopping.com. Amy Giroux is the president of extremecouponingbomb.ca, and the two of them are going to show us how to live well on not much, how to play the coupon game, and is it possible for a retailer to owe you money by the end of the transaction? We're going to find out. Kyle, I'll start with you. Why do we turn to the rich to learn about frugal habits? Aren't they the ones who don't need to worry about things like coupons and sales?
Yeah, hi, Tommy. Yeah, I write a weekly feature for U.S. News and World Report, and the last one I did was on the frugal habits of the rich. And the common one that you hear about is that Warren Buffett still lives in the Omaha home that he bought in 1958 for a little over $31,000. And he always talked about, why burden yourself with a mortgage you can't afford? And so I did a little more research into it, and sure enough, I found a few other famously rich people that, seem to have the proper perspective on things. For example, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, famously drives an Acura, a modest $30,000 sedan, and I think he realizes that you're impressing somebody at a stoplight if you have a fancy car, and that's about it. Why burden yourself with a ridiculous car payment? And he seems to have the proper perspective on that notion. He very well might spend $100,000 a month on lawn service. I don't know, but he seems to have the right perspective on a car, what a car represents. It's safe travel and transportation, and that's about it.
People get very excited about couponing. I want to ask you both how it works in the U.S. and how it works in Canada. Amy, what is it about Canadian extreme couponing compared to the American one we hear about? Can we do as much couponing as they do in the U.S.?
We can. We just have to do it a little bit differently. A lot of stores in the U.S. Allow doubling of coupons, so that's when a coupon is, say, for 50 cents, they'll double the coupon value to $1. And we really don't have that here in Canada, but we do have overage at Walmart. So what that is Walmart will give you the full value of a coupon no matter what the selling price of the item is. So if you have a coupon for $3 off an item, and it's selling for $2, Walmart's going to give you that full $3, which means you'll get $1 either in your hand back in cash if that's the only item you're purchasing, or towards other items that you're buying that trip. But it's pretty much the same. We can get amazing deals here. I've walked into Walmart back in November and got over $1,500 worth of products for less than $2. So it can be done.
Wait a second. $1,500 worth of products for less than $2 total.
Yes.
Okay, how did you do that?
Coupons, price matching. So living in Toronto, I have a really good, deal because we have a lot of Chinese supermarkets. So I go online each week and I look through the Chinese supermarkets, and they normally have insane sales. And I'll print their flyers and take them to Walmart. And a lot of their sale items, I have coupons worth more than the value. So Febreze was selling for like 96 cents, and I had $5 off when you bought 3. So clearly I was making money every 3 that I took out of the store. And I had saved up over 20 coupons. So
and where do you get the coupons from? You just pick up multiple flyers?
Coupons in Canada are available on multiple websites. You can have them mailed to you or you can print some. My website has a coupon database where I put all the coupons that are valid in Canada, printables and mailouts, on my website. So my users can just go there and they'll see $2 Kellogg's Vector, and they'll see that it's a printable, and they can click on it and print it right from my website. It'll take them to the coupon.
Okay, Extreme Couponing Mom. With us, extremecouponingbomb.ca is the website. What do you make of that, Kyle? You can do the same thing in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think you can. I'm not a big extreme couponer. I think the times I've tried it, I don't seem to have all the good inside facts because I end up spending a lot of time, and my savings doesn't seem to equal the time. So I think going to the website, I think that Amy has has, I think is a great idea to check out what she has. And I'm not really an extreme couponer.
How long does it take you to do that, Amy?
Well, for me, I'm really anal about my shop, so I like to have everything organized so that my checkout goes smoothly. When I'm prepping for a shop, it normally takes me about 1 to 2 hours to write out my list, organize all my coupons, and get ready to go. And then I spend about an hour in the store, and depending on how big my shop is, up to an hour checking out. But for other people who are doing smaller trips, like when I go to Walmart, I'm going to shop and stock up. I do a lot of donations to nonprofit charities and stuff like that. So when I go, I'm getting hundreds of items. But for the normal average couponer, you'd probably spend about a half hour getting ready for your trip and maybe an hour out shopping.
Okay, yeah, Kyle, I want to ask you about, you provide other tips about how to save money. A lot of what you said, you talked about at a Facebook in his modest car, looking for deals. It sounds like common sense. Why do you think so many people ignore this kind of advice?
I think they get caught up in the lifestyle, and they get caught up in a lifestyle that they can't afford in the long run. And, the bottom line is a lot of times it just takes a little bit of time to find the coupons. My website, I specialize in online coupons and retail coupons. And, retailers, I have over 850 stores on my site who put out these coupon codes, and a lot of people just aren't aware of them, or they don't spend the time looking for them. So, I always tell people, when you're shopping online, do a quick search or come by ratherbeshopping.com and see what we have, because these retailers, they send out these coupons for free shipping. About 75% of stores offer a free shipping coupon. Coupons up to 25, 30% off your order. And there's ways to make it automatic. You can sign up for coupon alerts on our site. Go in, you pick your favorite stores. Let's say you have 5 stores you always shop at. Go in, pick your stores that your favorites, and we'll email you a coupon when we add one to our database for that fits your criteria.
So it turns out to be a win-win. They don't care. The store doesn't care who gets the discount. They get the business. Would this apply to places like Amazon, and would it apply to hotels?
Absolutely. We have Amazon on our site. We have about 30 different travel websites, Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity. They always offer coupons on specific hotels.
So wait a second. The coupon would make it cheaper. An Expedia coupon would mean you'd be getting it cheaper than if you just logged on to Expedia?
Exactly.
How much cheaper?
Depending on the day. Sometimes I have coupons up to 15% off your hotel stay. And a lot of times Expedia will have a site-wide promotion going on as well. And then you can come in, plug in the coupon on top of that. So you're looking at 30, 40% off your stay.
What about hotels and Amazon as far as you're concerned, Amy?
We have those deals too. I post a lot of the online deals as well on my website, and coupon codes and stuff like that. Old Navy, Amazon, everything from babies to household items. We get the Bay, Sears, all of those. Okay. They send the coupon codes to us, and we post them.
Your questions for Kyle James of ratherbeshopping.com and Amy Drew of extremecouponingmom.ca. These questions coming in. Does Walmart price match produce?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, Walmart price matches both meat and produce. So if you have a sale on at Food Basics for $1.88 a pound on chicken breast, you can bring that to your Walmart, bring the flyer in, and show that during checkout. And as long as it's the same product, so if it's boneless, skinless chicken breast, they will price match produce and meat.
Kyle, you've written that truly rich people are the ones who invest wisely and live frugally. What tips could you give someone who's living beyond their means? They don't know what to do. They don't know how to stop.
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to set up a budget. You have to figure out exactly where your money is going every month. And after you do that, you got to look for places to start cutting. One of my favorites is to start with your cable bill. I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but here in the U.S., you can actually, a lot of the cable companies, you can call them up and say, hey, I can't afford what my current rate is. Is there anything you can do to help me out? And you can also threaten to switch to another company. And, 9 times out of 10, they don't want to lose your business, so they're gonna give you some incentives to stay on. And I've successfully used this tactic for years, and I get $15, $20 off my bill for a year period. So you look for ways to start cutting, and find the real value of things and services. If you can do a lot of this stuff around your house yourself, cut out the gardener, cut out any the pool service or things like that, and learn to do things yourself, and also look for ways to start making a little extra money. Look around the house for things you can start selling on eBay. I have 3 young kids, and every couple of months we go through their rooms and gently used toys and clothing that they don't use anymore. I sell on eBay, and I make a nice little side income doing that. And if you do that, you can start putting that right towards your credit card debt and start narrowing down your debts.
What about you, Amy? What suggestions would you have for people who want to live within their means?
My best suggestion is to sit down and thoroughly write out your budget. So what income, every monthly income that you get that's regular on a regular basis, and then figure out what you can afford to spend or what you want to save. If you want to start putting away $50 a month, you need to cut $50 from somewhere. And like he said, with cable and stuff like that, we do that here too. Call your cable company, and if they won't budge, Netflix. I mean, $8 a month. You don't need cable; just have internet and watch everything online. A lot of stuff is online. You really don't even need cable.
Next one, I search coupons often. Many times the online coupon does not work or is expired with no replacement. Does that happen?
Coupon site. I mean, basically, there are a lot of sites out there that will put up coupons and they never take them off. So what you have to do is stay diligent and keep looking for better sites. Once you find those, bookmark them and use them regularly. That's my best advice on that.
Amy, you cover all kinds of coupons and frugal living tips on your site. What advice would you have if somebody has a tough time putting together that budget that you suggested?
Well, I guess my suggestion to them would be that they really need to sit down and figure it out, because if they don't, they're just going to keep in the same pattern that they're in right now, which obviously isn't working for them. And creating a monthly budget, even if it's a loose budget, it still is going to help you stay on track. So if your monthly income is $1,000 and your rent is, we'll say $600 of that, you have $400 a month left to feed yourself and provide other necessities that you need. If you can't afford to feed yourself and provide yourself necessities on that $400 a month, and you're dipping into credit cards and you're going into debt, then you need to really sit back and look and say, cable isn't a necessity, phone isn't a necessity, and you really do have to cut those things or look for more income. Look at selling things, like he said, online or, at garage sales or stuff like that.
Our guests are Amy Giroux of ExtremeCouponingMom.ca and Kyle James of RatherBeShopping.com. If you have any questions or comments, you can send them to us right now. Kyle James of RatherBeShopping.com, Amy Giroux of ExtremeCouponingMom.ca. Kyle, you're the dad of 3 kids. Are you ever extravagant?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But my wife and I tend to budget for it. We'll take vacations. We'll take frugal trips in our local area here in Northern California. But we're not going to do it at the expense of a bunch of credit card debt. So we're smart and we budget for it, and we still enjoy life.
Amy, am I correct to say that you have no credit card debt?
I have 0 credit card debt.
Do you ever splurge?
I do splurge. Just recently I bought my first pair of Uggs, but I got a good deal on them. So, yeah, I do splurge, but at the same time, it's on things that are at a good deal. I absolutely refuse to pay full price for anything.
You never pay full retail?
No, I even used a $20 off coupon to buy my couch from IKEA. I will not pay full price for anything.
Kyle, you ever paid full retail?
Oh, back in my earlier days, I did, but now that I own a coupon website, I absolutely don't.
Okay. All right. Susan's got a quick question from the West Island. From the West Island, Susan.
Hi. I think my question is mainly for Amy. Why is it that here in Canada we do not get double dipping on the coupons?
I guess our retailers just haven't gotten there yet. We're a little bit behind in couponing than the States. It was really big there before it came here. When I first started, it wasn't as widespread. The odd time, a store called PharmaSave will have double coupon days, but they're very far and few in between. And like I said, it's just that one store.
Thank you so much, both of you. And these are websites well worth checking out. Kyle James' website is ratherbeshopping.com. And Amy Giroux's website is extremecouponmom.ca. extremecouponingmom.ca. Well worth checking out. You'll save a lot of cash. Thank you both, Kyle James and Amy Giroux.